Duolingo. More like Duogringo, am I right? Arguably the biggest platform in the world to learn another language. Everybody knows about Duolingo. Why am I even wasting time explaining why Duolingo is? Everyone with access to internet know what that is. But no, today we are roasting the bird. We are cooking the bird because I genuinely think that Duolingo sucks huevos sudados de burro. And Duolingo is, without a doubt, pure mierda. Wait, what was that? Woohoo! Wow, that actually hurt more than I was expecting. Where am I? Where am I? I heard you've been talking some mierda ese. Who is that? Who is talking right now? Ya te cargó la verga for speaking bold. Oh, it's you, cabrón. I knew it was you. I'm not gonna let you go until you say that Duolingo rules. I'll never say it. I'll never say it over my cold, dead body. If you don't do it, cabrón, I'm gonna torture you with reggaeton. No, please, no reggaeton. That is the worst torture ever. No anything but the reggaeton. Chingas a tu madre, pajarraco. Primos, I just escaped from Duolingo's dungeon to come and tell you 5 reasons why I believe Duolingo sucks. And it's just my humble opinion, take it with a grain of salt. After all, this channel is just made to entertain people and hopefully teach you some Spanish. And if you want to learn Spanish this way, the right way, my way, órale way, hit that subscribe button and hit that notification bell with a machete if you have to. And if you really want to support my work, I usually just make content where I take regular viral BS, news, videos, media, movies, reviews, video games, whatever, which is just an excuse to teach you all some Spanish. And if you want to support my work, don't forget to leave a comment down below, for as comments are literally the most important thing in any video. It can make or break the entire performance of a video. A single comment can make the difference. So if you really want to help me to keep moving up with this dream that I have, please leave a comment down below or join the MEXAVERSE. As cheap as 99 cents, you can get access to emojis and videos that nobody gets access to, like taco lessons. Órale, let's continue. So, razón number 1 is a hot topic that has been really debated nowadays in the anime world, which is localization. And I to be honest, I don't even know if I'm using that word right, because internet words can mean anything nowadays. But in my opinion, localization is something that affects Duolingo in a negative way. What do I mean by this? Well, the Spanish that they try to teach you and they force you to learn in their platform is Spanish from Spain. Nothing wrong with the people from Spain, obviously, but their Spanish is not the most spoken variant of Spanish at all. The most spoken variant of Spanish, if you didn't know, is, well, Mexican Spanish, or Spanish spoken in Mexico, because Mexico has 113 million Spanish speakers, which is the most Spanish speakers in the entire world. I don't understand why they don't teach the Mexican variant of Spanish. Never mind the Mexican variant of Spanish, but what about the Colombian, version of Spanish, which some might argue that is one of the most pure ways of speaking Spanish in Latin America. It has the least amount of, regionalisms. This is what we call in Spanish regionalismo, which is, the specific way that they speak a language in a certain region. But yeah, no, they go with the easiest choice, which is, Spanish from Spain. And that, without a doubt, is something that can get you really confused when you're trying to learn a language. It's something that actually happened to me with a different language when I was trying to learn German. When I was trying and I started to learn a language, I didn't know that I was actually learning the language that they speak in what was it? Österreich or der Schweiz, which is Switzerland or Austria. One of those regions, and the language is completely different. Even though that they are really close by and that they share parts of the language, the German that they speak in those regions is different. The way that they pronounce in even inside of Germany changes from region to region. So it is really important that they make the distinction, but many people don't care, or many people don't try to do it. It's something that I had to learn by myself, because when I went to another German class, they just ridiculed me and they were like, oh no, you're doing it wrong. But I was like, no, I'm doing it 100% right. And then they explained to me, someone that is actually from Germany told me, no, it's just that this is just a variant that is spoken in the south of Germany and in the north of Switzerland or Austria. It's the very same thing that happens here in Mexico. It's the very same thing, or in other parts of Latin America with Spanish from Spain. There are ways that words are work, or ways that even phrases are structured, grammar changes, even the way you conjugate verbs sometimes can change. So yeah, I think that is really important, and it can get you really confused. In my opinion, you should just stick to Latin American Spanish or Latin American variants of Spanish like Mexican or Colombian. That is my opinion, because it's going to be not only the easiest, but the rules are actually way more consistent, and that is my opinion. Rule number 2, or razón número 2, rule. Razón número 2, or reason number 2, it's that, Duolingo is freaking boring. Like, genuinely, I believe that they made the best effort to make the most boring way to learn a language in Duolingo. It literally you're going to want to make your frijoles boil away, if you get what I mean. No, but for real, there are way better ways, more entertaining ways, far more interesting ways to learn another language than, just the regular finish this sentence. ¿Dónde está la biblioteca? Translated, where is the library? Like, Spanish not only doesn't work like that, but you're not getting anything out of those small phrases. You're not building scenarios to help people actually survive when they come to Latin America or any other country. Because to be fair, when you go to another country and you actually know the language that they speak in that specific region, because localization is important for them, obviously, the locals are really going to appreciate and see, oh, this person, this gringo, this foreigner actually took the care to learn the language and can actually communicate with us. They are not going to call you a gringo, trust me. But yeah, I believe that learning a language is really important, and I hate that the way that they teach you is one of the laziest, literally the laziest way to do it, and it's not even going to help you learn anything. And if you already know if you already know a little bit of Spanish, it's just going to confuse you because, maybe the things that they taught you are in a different variant of Spanish. And that wouldn't be wrong if the actual content was engaging, but it isn't. It really isn't. And that is one of the most important things that I want to teach everyone. My method is learning Spanish through movies, TV shows, podcasts, music, and most importantly, video games. I truly believe that video games are the key to learning any language. The most vocabulary ever I learned in English was from video games, like The Sims. When I was a kid, that's where I learned my entire vocabulary, literally. Or, you can take it even a step further. Check out Discord channels where are people playing, games. Check out the Discord channel for the game that you like, and you're going to find people that usually speak English, or to talk to you and to play the game and to share something that all of you enjoy. So why go to Duolingo and just waste your time and hours just mindlessly filling out blank spaces? That is literally, it's so boring, and it takes the fun to actually learning a language, because I believe that learning languages is fun. I love to do it. Okay, I spent so much time in those last two, so we are gonna rush through the rest. Reason number 3, and is something that is more my opinion, my perception of the case, is that I think that Duolingo is woke. And a pretty simple example and really important example of why I think Duolingo is woke, it's because of gender languages. They have a big issue with gender languages, especially with Spanish, that you have to put the O or the A at the end of each noun to determine the gender of that noun. And it's really important, specifically the difference between Spanish and English is that, well, you guys actually have gender neutral gender neutral nouns. So for example, if I'm saying, the teacher did that, the teacher or the driver or whatever profession is gender neutral. But in Spanish you have to specify always, if you don't know who are you talking about, if you don't know the gender of the person, you always have to say, el maestro o la maestra, or you put maestro /a, you put the O, which is for masculine, /a for both options. It's something that they do formally when they're trying to address someone that they don't know the gender of. But no, in Duolingo it's always A, always the letter A, always. Like, it doesn't matter, it doesn't make any sense. Like, they say, the minor, la minera, of course the la minera, like, of course the minor is going to be female. It's not like 90% of men are minors. No, but for real, like, I'm obviously exaggerating a little bit, but the point is true. Like, every time you're going to start to notice, if you start using Duolingo from now on, how they are avoid, literally, if they don't know, if they are not speaking specifically about a male, they avoid the masculine because of feminism. A feminism triumphs. Yeah, girl power. They're so afraid of an O. They're so afraid of a simple word, of a simple letter can destroy your entire life, shatter your world, because you you said the wrong P noun. And I cannot even say the word P noun without getting demonetized, because it offends a group of people that I like to call the rainbow bullies. Shout out to that girl that made that viral. It's a perfect term. The rainbow bullies, the alphabet police, the people that get offended because you say the wrong word. Grow a pair of huevos. Although some of them, they still have balls. Moving on. Razón number 4. I think. I don't even remember which one was it. Number 4, it's that, well, it just get things wrong. Like, it literally, Duolingo sometimes get things wrong. And more now than ever that they are switching to AI, I believe that they are going to get way more things wrong. And I'm not talking about, basic grammar or spelling or things like that. It's like, okay, that even that child can get it right. But when it comes to structure, when it comes to context, when it comes to genders, it's really, really, really hard to get it completely right in Spanish. I can accept that. Even I get things wrong when it comes to specifically structure. And that is something that Duolingo gets sometimes wrong. Because, well, sometimes they use the Spanish rules, which are different than the rules that are in Latin America for certain aspects. I cannot give you any specific detail because I will spend hours thinking of them, because there are specific, specific things that you can find really easily if you spend like half an hour doing nothing but Duolingo. You can find 1 or 2 things wrong, and that is scary. That is really, really, really scary for people that are trying to learn a new language. Like I said, I've been gaslighted before thinking that what I knew was right, but then it's not right. And then imagine this, how many times you were like, oh, I'm gonna go to Mexico. I had like 3 years of Mexico in college or whatever, 3 years of Spanish in high school. I probably know Mexican Spanish or whatever. And you come to Mexico and you just find out that you got gaslit your entire life because a gringo taught you Spanish from Spain, and you come here and nobody understands a single thing that you're saying, or they do understand you, but they obviously know that you're a foreigner that doesn't give a damn about their culture, so they're probably going to either scam you, kidnap you, or beat you down. One of those, like, choose another one. It is certain for me that if you come to a country like Mexico and you actually speak the lingo from Mexicans, not only Mexicans, they are going to like literally laugh out loud whenever you make either a joke or a funny comment. They're going to, accept you into their group. They're going to accept you even more. They're going to say, hermano, brother americano, you are already Mexicano. That's an old saying here in Mexico. No, but yeah, I do believe that is really important. And when they just get things wrong, it's really hard for you to trust other tools, literally. And it's really, really hard for me, for example, that I really enjoy learning languages, to just hop into a website, like Duolingo, and say I'm going to learn a language, because I just don't trust them. I genuinely don't trust the information that they're giving me. Like, if they have so many errors in Spanish, which is one of the easiest languages to translate from English, like what do they have with other languages, like Chinese or Japanese or Mandarin or whatever, all of these languages that are way, way harder to learn, specifically because of the pronunciation and how the translation is really, really, really hard to do, because there are words that literally don't exist, and they had to borrow from those languages. And it's like, yeah, it gets really freaky and it gets really scary to get gaslit by a big company in the language that you're speaking. And finally, just to close the video, the final reason, the conglomerate of all of the reasons, literally, think about it like this. All of those reasons combined, that's reason number 5. And reason number 5 is, there are simply better ways to do it if you actually care. If I don't say do not use Duolingo, I don't say no, Duolingo is racist, or I will make the joke probably, but it's just a joke, and I won't say stop using Duolingo like altogether. It's just It's just something that I had to say because it's impactful and gets more views, obviously. But if you have no other choice, if you have no other tool, if you cannot get a teacher, if you cannot find a proper website, if you don't trust, because I wouldn't, obviously, to learn it yourself using translators like Google or AI translators, dude, use Duolingo. Like, there's no problem. But when I'm speaking about, the final steps on becoming native or fluent in a certain language, like, Duolingo can be pretty bad for you if you build your entire basis on that website. For me, it's better if you have the basis already, and if you are just trying to practice, you're trying to maybe spend your time in another way that is not just watching a movie or playing a video game. But why not do those things and focus them to learning Spanish? And those things are really, really, really going to help you and make you a fan, make you even addicted to the language. That's how I learned English at the end of the day. I got addicted to how many more things that I could access with the power of the English language when it comes to information, when it comes to better games, better videos, better movies, better everything. Like, I didn't even know of movies that are, like Citizen Kane and all of those movies that I haven't even watched, because they would never ever have shown me in my language. I don't even know if there's like a I don't even know if they will ever play any of those movies in in Mexican media, at least, which is really dire and really shitty, because they are really important pieces of work that in American media are like the bread and butter. They are always posting, or they are always showing these movies that are really important, or these shows that are really important culturally. And yeah, it's something that you just don't have access to maybe in your native language. And that's why I believe that learning at least English or another language that is not your own is opening the world of possibilities, especially when it comes to learning and getting enriched by culture. And everyone who doesn't want to learn about another culture, am I right? But anyways, that is all that I have for today. Muchas gracias por tu atención. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button, hit the notification bell with a machete. Comment down below if you really want to support my work, and comment down below what do you want the next video to be. I always read the comments and I always take your ideas into consideration. And unless YouTube doesn't want me to talk about those topics, I will talk about those topics. But hey, see you in the next one, primos. Bye.